6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Tumeanza broadcast ama shida iko wapi? Sinaweza hesabu haraka hivyo pia, sivyo? Leo sijui tufanye Swahili ama tufanye tu Kizungu. No, mtu anaweza amua kuwatch, so we just do English. It's an English mob today, the 18th of April, 3 o'clock our time, East Africa. That's GMT plus 3. Is it plus or minus? Plus 3. Karibu sana, welcome to the... Is this a weekly mob or a daily mob? It's a weekly codewar mob. Yeah. But we have mobs daily. So for the ones we have twice a week, that's Monday, Python and Ruby. Then Thursday, Python and Ruby. Is that a bi-weekly or how do you call that? Does bi-weekly mean after every 2 weeks? Okay. How do you call something that happens after every 2 weeks? Alternating? No. Consecutive? No. Yeah, fortnightly. But how do you use? Doesn't bi-weekly mean the same thing? What does bi-weekly mean? And by daily, weekly. Okay. So Craft is saying by daily, weekly. I don't understand what he means. So what does bi-weekly mean? Now I'm sucking through. Guys, feel free to talk through before we start. Bi-weekly, holy jeez. So, two confusing things happening every 2 weeks, and there's another one happening twice a week. Yeah, which is also semi-weekly. Okay, let me check on the calendar. Not the calendar. Oh, jeez. Occurring every 2 weeks is also bi-weekly. Yes, I was right. Fortnightly, the same as bi-weekly. So anything happening twice a week or after every 2 weeks, that's bi-weekly. So, yeah. So for today's mob, which is a weekly mob, we're going to do codewars. Mombasa, I've talked to the Mombasa team. They're quite held up, finishing up some of their stuff. So hopefully they'll be joining us next week. Let's hope so. Eba, she has a meeting today. Faith hasn't gotten back to my DM. I slacked her earlier, but she hadn't gotten back. Yeah. It's a term. So last time you guys tried doing something on the condo, what happened? Can't hear you.
We were not able to solve the problem. I can't even remember what it was about. No,
you can't remember the problem?
No, it was about game. Yeah, that you're supposed to jump the number of. I can't remember it in my head. Yeah, but it's called jump. Yeah.
So what's your opinion? Should we try it again, or should we pick an easier one? An easier one.
Yeah.
Why easier? So that people who are new confused. Who is new? We have
the people who will watch it.
Yeah. Who told you new people will watch it?
We are sure. We are optimistic.
Oh.
Okay.
What time do we begin? We didn't hear you, but we heard you.
We didn't hear you, but we heard you.
So today we're going to do code wars. We are doing a recap of the previous ones. Yeah, so we're trying to make a decision as to whether we will finish the previous or we do a completely new code today. And it seems the victims of the previous code don't really want to look at that code again. So we might have to look for another code. Okay. So I'll share my screen. We do 8Q. We do an 8Q code, reason through it, and see if we'll get a solution. Okay. So let me share my screen. Screen share. There. That's my bi-weekly thing. Not the cat. Now Moha is calling me. You're never too cool to learn something new. Sign up for a word of the day daily newsletter. Okay. I think I'm cool enough. So let's go for code wars. Everyone can see my screen. Thank you. Let me lock it to this. All right. So what's the drill? Should we do? Controller is at 327. Should we do Ruby first, then Python? Ruby, Python, Ruby, Python, or Python, Ruby, Python, Ruby. Ruby, Python, Ruby, Python, Ruby, Python. So we go to the katas. Okay. We should do 1Q for Ruby. You might find a whole KCSE question there. Students final grade, no, I need only Ruby. Ruby, 8Q. Let's see. Thinkful logic drills, traffic light. I'll go with the first one. Okay. So you're writing, Craft is always typing. You're writing code to control your traffic lights. You need a function to handle each range from green to yellow to red, then to green again. Green, yellow, red, then green again. Craft is still typing. Complete the function that takes a string as an argument representing the current state of the light and returns a string representing the state of the light that the light will change to. For example, updating light green should return yellow. So it's green, yellow, red, green, green, yellow, red, green. So if we have green, it should give us yellow. The cycle. If you have yellow, it should return red. If it's red, it should return green. Is that so? So these are code on the fundamentals of Ruby. Control flow. How do you manage decision making, I think. Then the basic language features in Ruby. So we can train on that. Anyone who hasn't understood the problem, what the problem is? Moses, you okay? Okay. So any other person, let's see. All right. So let's get started on this. Can you see this theme or should I change to a lighter one? It's okay. Okay. How about that? Small. Moses, how is that? What happened? My friends, what happened? Something happened. Wait a minute. Moses, can you see? Okay, so if we have green, it should give us yellow. Yellow should give us green. Red should give us green. That's what you have in the test. So for the first test to pass, what should we have in our method? Anyone to guess? Turn yellow. The first one to pass. First one passes. For the second one to pass, expected red got yellow. Okay. So for us to make the second one to pass, what do we do? Return red. Okay. Now the first one fails because it expects yellow but got red. If we remove the red, first one passes but the second one fails. So this means that we need a way of checking for a condition. Okay. That's so. So we can check if we have a green, then we should return yellow. So you can say if current, because the current is green at this point. So if current equal green, then return yellow. Sense? Else return red. Then end the if. Here is current. We pass in current as a this is a parameter current. So when you call the method update light, you give it an argument with the value. Okay? So this parameter will be bound to the value that was passed in when calling the method. Now, if you check on this test right here, we're calling the method update light right here, passing in green as our argument. Now this green, this current will be bound to green. So whenever we say current here, we mean green. Okay? And this should be a string. Parameters are bound to the argument values. Making sense? So we check if the argument that was passed is green, and we say it should be yellow. Else, it will be red. Is that okay? It passes. Now we have a third condition that if it's red, now it should return green. Any ideas? You can unmute. Please unmute. Okay, I'll try use else if. Okay. So we check else if current is red, then return green. Right? Okay. Let's do that. And with that, we should return green. Else red. Let's run that. Yes. Correcta mundo. Correcta mundo. Yes. So take your time to refactor or comment your solution out. Okay. So the first method passed. If else worked fine. We can refactor this. Right. So any ideas on how we can refactor this? Any ideas? We'll try out anything. It doesn't have to be right. I need what ifs. Can't hear you. Go on.
I was thinking that we could use a guard clause, but I think a guard clause is used when we have if else. So I'm not very sure.
Okay, can we try the guard clause? Let's write a guard clause and see. Let's
How that can be done.
I was thinking if we had only two conditions, we could say
Let's just try and use a guard clause. Don't disqualify it. Let's use it and see if it won't
Okay.
work.
so. I would say return yellow. If green, if current, yeah, sorry, if current equals to green, unless unless equals to red.
why
Um,
not?
unless
I don't think unless works there.
return yellow if current equals to green. Else, can we use else?
No. Why are you trying to do an else?
Is this okay? Like,
I'm not very sure.
so you can run the test.
Yeah.
So that passes.
Yeah.
So
What
what
are you
is
supposed to do next?
It's supposed to add the other
Why
conditions.
on earth did I click on my profile? How? Why? When? Who? Holy jeez. Okay, we'll have to start again. So you are saying we do return
Yellow
yellow?
if current equals green. And then the next step
Yeah.
is adding the other conditions.
which are?
For I can't see the instructions.
Oh,
Okay. The other conditions are if it's yellow, it will return red, and if it's red, it will return green.
So how do you do
so
that?
how do you do that?
Unless,
Must it be unless? Because you keep talking about
Unless.
must it be unless?
no.
Okay, so what can we have? Crafting?
It's just
Yeah.
Yeah. Almost.
Gary.
Okay. Can you hear me? Yeah, so I don't think I have any views on this. I'm still trying to figure out how to put it with a guard clause. I'm trying to see how to put it with a guard clause. But I can't find out. Namsikia. Nasikia. Namsikia. So maybe if I think of another way apart from guard clause, So just give me time so that I can.
Mostly had a question?
I was just trying to tell him to repeat what he said.
Oh. All right, so mute yourself, please.
Okay.
Okay. Next step, Lucy.
I was thinking we find a way of implementing, or rather including the other conditions. And right now, I just can't think of any other way apart from using unless. Yes. Hi, can you hear me? Now, I was thinking if we're using that clause, we should just use that clause to the end. Say return yellow if it's green, or return, which is the next one, maybe green if it's yellow red. If it's red, sorry, yellow. Oh. Yeah. Or return red if it's what? I can't see the instructions well, so okay. Until we've covered everything that they've asked, maybe.
Okay, let's run the test. Everything passes. So Lucy was trying to force using unless in this situation. Right, but she was forcing herself to use unless on this.
I have a question on that. Can we just return red without a condition on the last line?
So you can do this. Like that?
Yeah.
That's kind of like an else statement. No.
Any questions? Any questions? Mosa, you preparing for a question? You okay? Okay. So this works. Okay. So already we have two methods. Let's have our last method. Let's go. Someone's microphone which is on, or am I using the wrong microphone? Any other method of doing this? These are the instructions. If you have green, it should be yellow. If you have yellow, it should be red. If you have red, it should be green. God. No, any other way, not really that way.
I have a suggestion. Okay, so what if we use a hash and store our property and value so that on green it returns yellow, on yellow it returns red, and red returns that green.
Okay. So please mute. Thank you. So I'm made to understand that Jael has joined. Jael, karibu sana. Karibu sana, Jael. So today we're going through a code. I don't know what moment you joined, but I'll just be taking a step back and explaining what's happening. Okay, I'm used to saying what happened, so forgive me for that. So we're doing a kata. It's called Thinkful. Now, in this kata, we are supposed to write a code to control traffic lights. We need the function to handle each change from green to yellow to red and then back to green. So it's a loop. Now, the function takes a string as an argument representing the current state of the light and returns the next. So if it gets green, it will return yellow. If you give it yellow, it will return red. If you give it red, it will return green. That's the continuous loop. For example, if you give it green, it should return yellow. Our first solution was an if-else. So we say that if current is green, return yellow. If current is yellow, return red. And if current is red, return green. That passed. The previous one that we just done, I don't know if I can undo. Yeah, right there. If we, can you see this? Guys, you can see this?
Yes.
You can see this. Okay. So return yellow if current is green. Return green if current is red. Or return red if current is yellow. Okay. So this also worked. Crafty had a suggestion that we do that. Just put red. So if this fails to return and this fails to return, then automatically the red will return.
Okay.
Now we're looking for a last suggestion that Crafty gave us, that we can declare a hash. Hashes are like this in Ruby. So I can start with, if it's green, return yellow. Start with green, yellow. Okay. Then yellow should be yellow. Red. And the last one is red, green. I don't know what he had in mind next. I'm not really sure. We have our hash, Crafty. What do we do next?
So what we do, we assign the hash to a variable, and then we return the name of the hash with the index. We return the hash with the index being the current. And I think the property should be a string too, since you have not defined them.
We can have maybe, I'm not sure. Let me see. Let's try and see.
Yeah, that's it.
Hold your breaths. Hold your breaths. Expected yellow got nil. So probably the string thing.
So we should put it as a string since it is not defined in our case.
Okay, so let's try.
Impressive. Yeah, that's the crafty effect.
Crafty effect.
Well, you can as well take over.
Take over. Yeah, Crafty for codewars. Crafty for codewars. Okay, we can use the other one. Yeah. Collins.
Technology.
Oh, that's Stacy. Hopefully, yeah. So we can use the hash thing. Yeah. So welcome technology. I really don't know how to refer to you. So you can introduce yourself in the chat. On your right, there's is this right or left? Top left.
Yeah,
Okay,
top
on the
left.
top left. There's okay, you're in. Okay, thank you. So you can kindly introduce yourself there. Okay, nice smile. All right, so we can continue. I want to do the symbols one instead of this string. So let me just undo. I want to do this. Looks way better. Okay. But for this to work, I convert this to symbol. Just like that. So it will be checking for the symbol.
So yeah, let's give it a try.
Okay, not good. What I've just written there is to string. This is to symbol. Ha.
Craft effect. Yeah, craft effect.
Okay.
Big up, big up.
Naendelea. We can simplify this further. We can can we call to, okay, if we have a hash, can we put dot something at the end to retrieve the value? Okay, this is what yeah, so Ruby hashes, Ruby doc. So we're doing the Ruby one. I think we're running out of time for Python, so we need to do this one last one. Then the craft effect can take over for Python and do Python for us. Or do you want to go with that, Lucy? I'm asking, will you do Python, or should Crafty do the Python? Okay, so we have 2.5. Where's the hash? Here we have the hash. Now let's look for a method that will give us back the value, if there is. Values at returns an array containing values associated. We don't need an array. Values returns an array. We don't need that. Yeah. Tuanzie huku. Let's say default no, delete no, each no, fetch. This one. Fetch the key, returns a value from the hash for the given key. If the key can't be found, there are several options. So if you do fetch A, it will bring you back its value. Done. Yeah, so we can use fetch right here. So instead of doing this assignment thingy, remove that. Then on this, we can fetch. Yeah, we fetch the current. Dot to symbol, like that. If that makes sense. Here, this is what it is. Fetch, you give it a key, then it gives you back the value. So if you say h is this and you do h.fetch a, it will bring you back the value. If you come to if you come to this particular hash that we created and you fetch for the current, it will give you back the value. So let's try that. Oh, can you just pass?
It will work. It will work.
Please. Just work. Code is a weird thing. It might fail to work. Yeah, it's taking too much time. Sending request send. So meanwhile, Craft, you can be getting prepared to do the Python one now. Same challenge in Python. Oh, jeez. It's taking too long. Yeah, everything passed. So let's submit our final one. Let's submit this as our final. Craft, you getting ready? Okay. Submit, yeah. What's the other people's answer? Okay, this guy never fetched. They used string and had this current right here. Our first answer that we tried out is right here. We never tried this because we didn't see the need of being mathematical. The kata in it were thinkful, logic drills, traffic light. Okay, Craft is setting up. I thought about doing this, but it's a bit confusing. If C is green, then return yellow. Otherwise, check if C is yellow and return red. Or just return green. But this is a bit confusing. Are you ready? Okay, so we can start on the Python thing. Crafty, share your screen, please. Unahitaji earphones zangu? Okay, here you go.
Can you guys hear me? So, niweke huko.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
So we will be doing it in the only language, Python. So brace yourselves for an experiencing moment. And how do we call it? An experiencing.
What? What do we call it?
Interesting moment. Okay. Experiencing moment. Okay, so we will start maybe with the one we did. Should we use the test as our guide as we started, or should we just go to the code? We'll use our test. So we have to make the test pass. So we will start with the first one. So in our case, we have to write the word return. So let me first explain the test. So in our test, we have to assert that when we call the method or the function with the argument green, we expect the return value of yellow, the string yellow. Yeah, so for that to pass, we have to return this yellow. Yeah. So by just returning yellow, the test will pass for the first yellow.
Oh, but 7 passed. Previously, only 4 passed.
Okay. Yeah. Previously,
The 7 passed.
previously 4 tests passed, but now we have 7. But this is a miracle.
Which miracle? So explain what happened.
So, okay. Okay, let's try returning green. This can be a hack. Return green. And okay, this is fucking everything. Okay. I think what happened is that you know, the return statement terminates the code, the function itself. So when we run this, those on green, test for green, return yellow, passed, and test for green, return yellow. So those one expecting red never passed. Those ones expecting red never passed. Initially it was 7. What happened? So let's try again. I don't know what's happening. Now it's 5 passing. Okay. So yellow passes, yellow passes, yellow passes. Red doesn't pass. And yellow passes. Yellow passes.
In Python, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
In Python, when you return on the first line, doesn't the execution terminate? It goes.
Yeah. I think that's the case in Ruby too.
Okay, my speculation is that for this particular kata, when you run it in Python, it takes a random number of tests and run it. So it only happens that the first time, 7 of them were tested in green. This time round, 5 of them. If you run it again, we expect a totally different number because it's taking a random number of tests and running.
Yeah, I agree. And I think also in Ruby, you see, what we did was this. You can return in Ruby like this, just writing the statement and leaving that. But if we had a return statement here, I think we will have only the yellow test passing. This is because the keyword return actually terminates the yeah. So we have seen that we can't make pass by returning that here. So we have to work on the second test to make it pass. So we return yellow if current is green, else yellow, okay, yellow, green, else red. Yeah. So I think we will have the yellow and red tests passing. Name green is not defined. Oh, I forgot to put it as a string. Sorry for that. Yeah. So the third test is disappointing us. But okay, so in line 2, we have a request for explaining. In line 2, we return yellow, the string yellow, this one, if current, the argument passed, is green, of which if we pass the argument green, we expect yellow. Else, we return red. So if yellow is not passed in the current as an argument, we return red. But if it's passed, we return green. Anyone has?
In Python, there's something. I'm not sure if it's in Python or all the languages. there's something called truthy and falsy of the condition. So the condition, if current equals green, that means if it's true. Like, we don't have to say if current, but as in this statement means it is true. Are you getting me? Yeah, there's something called truthy and falsy. Yeah.
So truth is technically like.
Truth is technically like, yeah, it's true, even though it's not the value true. So something we can say that 2 is truthy, but it's not true, because only true is true. Yeah, 2 exists, so we can say it's truthy. We can say that it's true, even though it's not the value true.
It's true because, like, just because it exists, it's true.
Yeah. It makes sense. Yeah, thanks for that, Lucy. Yeah, so in our case, I hope everyone has understood the code. If you haven't, you can just ask. Feel free. So we have to work on the third test to make it pass. For this, we can't put it a one-liner code like this because we have an elif statement. Yeah. So we'll have to refactor our code and work on something else. So we will check if current, this is the first solution we had on Ruby, those who are not there. So if current is green, return yellow. Elif current is yellow, red. Oh, someone is asking, what do the columns mean? So when writing methods, those are functions, while statements, and the line that has the method, the line that has the while statement, if statement, or the class definition, we usually end with a colon. Yeah, so, and after going to the next line after the colon, you have to indent. In Python, indentation is very strict. It's very strict with the indentation. Yeah, so keep that in mind. Is that clear? Okay, I'll assume it's yes.
Yes.
Okay, so if current is yellow, return red, else we return green. You must explicitly return in Python. We don't have assumptions. Hooray! Okay. Array, yeah. Let's the crafty effect.
Yeah, the crafty.
Yeah, you must call it that way.
Okay. Let's do the crafty effect.
Okay, so you can check on the charts to see how people are. Okay.
1 minute.
Pole za network literally. Tumerudi.
It's meetup time. Nigga.
It's on. It's on. Yeah. So let's finish. Let's finish on our code. So we have green and yellow. Yellow is a weird color. And yellow. Red. Then we have when we pass red, we expect green. Oh yeah, so let me correct the spelling for yellow. Typo there. Okay, so we return crafty hash. Okay, this hash is cool. Return crafty hash current, passing current. Yeah, so this is basically it. So cross your fingers. We need this to pass. Oh my god. Oh. Anyone with ideas?
No, the last item in the dictionary has a comma.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
I can see that red, thanks to Sigu. We have a comma there. We had. aka Podi. We had a comma there, so I think the colon will solve everything. Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Okay.
great here. I expected correctamundo, but it's okay. No hard feelings.
What about? What about instead of declaring the variable, we call current directly on the hash that we just created.
Oh yeah, let's
Yeah.
try that.
Yeah, try that.
So we return this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Return. Just do return.
We return an assignment.
So
Just return. Just return. Remove crafty hash info.
Oh yeah, my mind was actually.
Yeah, return that.
Okay, Sigu effect came in and saved the day.
Yeah, since
Okay, this code, as requested, we have a hash. As you know, a hash is a dictionary. In Python, I've never heard of the word hash. But I found out while writing the code, hash is a keyword. As you can see, the colors changed when I write hash. Yeah, so if I remove the H, it becomes white. When I put it, it becomes gray. So hash is a keyword. I don't know what it means, but you can look on that later. So on this, we have a key value pair, of which the first argument is a key. Separated by the colon is the value. So to access a value in Python dictionaries, you have the dictionary, of which maybe let's call it dict, and we have the value inside. So dict and value. So the hash, in short, what we've done, we have this hash. In our case, it's our dict, and the one passed as an index, pass index using the square brackets. I hope you know that. So the one passed as an index is the what do we call it? The value. So key value. So in our case, if we have, let's say, if we called it dict, if we called this one dict, we assigned it to a variable named dict. This one, we have done dict value and gotten the value. So in short, we haven't assigned it, so we've just accessed the value directly using that one. Yeah, is it clear, or you have questions? Anyone with a question? Okay, I'm glad you understood. So thank you guys, I hope you enjoyed. Can join the next hangout, of which it's a meetup. Yeah, thanks.
thank you, Crafty.
So, okay, we're getting some noise from somewhere, but it's okay. Thank you very much, Crafty, for that. We started the session by doing Ruby, then we did Python. I think we should balance out the time so that Python doesn't have to rush through. So next time, let's do 30 minutes for both, okay? Now, as I had typed into the chat previously, yes, we are able to do the code wars in a few minutes, but we're trying really hard to understand what you're trying to do. So we don't go straight to the answers. We look at different scenarios, we test out different ways, and have the code pass. That's our main aim for this. Okay, so you're welcome for this. Pato, karibu sana. Joel, nice to see you again on this. You guys feel free to contact us any day, anytime. Now, Getty has left because she's preparing a hangout for our Ruby meetup. She's going to talk about, she's going to take us through missing methods, method missing, I think. Yeah, method missing in Ruby for the next 1 hour or so. We will be streaming that. We will be streaming that live again on YouTube and on Hangout. So anyone who wishes to join us, feel free to do so. Yeah. Unless there's any other question, let me stop the broadcast first.